Hello, everyone. Happy Halloween. It's Tammy with Aortic Hope. We are on the Aortic Hope live channel. I'm happy that you're here. Please click and subscribe and share. It helps us a lot. It helps us to share this information, and it shows us how many people are actually watching and interested. So we're going to start out. Oh, I need to tell you that we're having technical difficulties, so you can't do a live chat today. I apologize. I can't hear my producer at all, and so he would not be able to tell me when somebody's saying anything. So you can leave any of your comments down at the bottom in a comment, and if somebody does, we will get back to you if you're asking a question, but we appreciate you being here today. So today we're starting with Movement Monday. We always celebrate Movement Monday. This happened when the pandemic first came in, and we are trying to find ways to continue to move during the day. So it started in 2020. And as we all know, doing nothing is doing something. However, many of us need some support to simply get moving, whatever may be for you. And I know a lot of people ask questions about what other people are doing or what your doctors have told you. So we try to bring you this information. Whatever you're doing right now, as you read this, stop and at least stretch. Take a quick walk around your house or to the mailbox and back. It's time to do something, anything, just move. Even stretching is moving. Following your doctor's orders, do anything he or she has cleared you to do. This can be sit and fold laundry, walk to the mailbox, walk around the mall, stroll outside, walk around the inside of your house, or try the stairs. Whatever you do, just move. How many of you count your steps during the day and find yourself in front of the TV at 9 o'clock at night trying to get like the last 500 steps in? I've done that. Maybe we should have a group to do that at the end of every night. Fear can hold us back. Fear that an aneurysm will grow if we move too much. Fear we will get too tired. Fear we can get hurt. It's time to work through the fear. We can do this. It is a big hurdle sometimes to get over in your mind, that you can move or you can return to some form of exercise that you were doing before or choose something different. I know a lot of people choose to do chair yoga now that were gym rats. So there's a lot of different options out there. You just have to see what works for you. So we asked people to post a picture to tell what type of movement they were doing last Monday. And I went in and I took a look at what some of the people were doing. So Terry said that she returned to the gym 4 to 5 days a week, and that this helps her physically and mentally. She's found gains in both areas. I happen to know Terry personally, and I know this was her second surgery, was about a year ago. August was a year for her. And she told me she went to the gym. She went back to the gym and tried to start her typical program all over again. And she had to ease her way back into it. She had to take a look, make some adjustments. And now she's back up to where she was. Meryl, who I also happen to know, I met through Aortic Hope, and I've also been able to meet her in person when I went to the Brooklyn Bridge Walk for the Aortic Bridge walk. Meryl she trained for a breast cancer walk, and she also does Zumba classes. So go, Meryl. Stacy said that she walks in Walmart and Lowe's and any place that has a shopping cart that she can hold on to. That was one of my first places that I went, was Target. I knew that they had shopping carts. What I didn't think about was there was no place to sit down when I needed to. And I went during COVID, or when COVID was at the end of COVID, and I couldn't even get into the dressing rooms, because that's what I was thinking. Okay, when I get tired, I'll just go to the dressing room, sit down, catch my breath, take a few minutes, and get back up. Well, the dressing rooms were closed. So I did find 2 spots in the shoe department to sit down. And so whoever took me to, because I wasn't driving yet, whoever took me to Target would know to look for me in the shoes at the end. And I did well. And each time I went, I was a little bit stronger. Tor Bojorn, I hope I've said your name right. He felt that movement was really hard and it was one of his biggest challenges, and that he has not been able to return to, I don't remember if he told us how far out he was from surgery or if he's in a wait and see um, holding pattern, but he said that it drastically has changed for him. And even walking through the mall is very, very difficult. So what I would suggest is, again, even sometimes it even helps to write this down, because sometimes the steps are so small, the progress is so small that you don't realize that you are making progress. So maybe go ahead and count your steps for the day. Even if you walk 25 more steps the next day, that's wonderful. Progress is progress. And there's a saying that consistent progress is better than delayed perfection. That's one of my favorite sayings, because I'm a procrastinating perfectionist. I don't want to do it until I can do it completely right. And so maybe you should write that in one of your books or one of your papers. Scott said that he walked to the San Souci, I'm not sure what that is, but that's what he said. And it's apparently up along the Mississippi River. So he just took a walk to the Mississippi River to take a look around. I know that the river is very, very low. So I guess that's what he was going to look at. And Michelle said that she swims every day. I can tell you, I and Karen says this also. Karen Anderson says she was afraid she was going to implode, and I felt the same way. I was afraid to go up and down steps. I was afraid to do too much exertion. I was afraid that something was going to pop inside of me if I returned to all of my activities. Carrying things was my biggest thing, because one of my biggest fears, because at the time of my dissection, I had 2 young grandchildren. And then at the time of my second surgery for an aneurysm and a valve replacement, by then I had four grandchildren under 5. And I wanted to pick them up. And sometimes I would forget, and my family members would be like, stop, stop. But I I have forced myself, I now have 5. I have forced myself not to pick them up as they get older. I can tell you that before all of my health issues, I went with my husband to the gym almost every night. We ran marathons. That's what we would do. We would pick a place that we would want to go, like Miami or something. We would look at who had half marathons, and then we would train for that marathon. And then our reward was being able to travel to that city or that place, and then explore, after the marathon. Um, then I had breast cancer. And so things kind of changed for me with breast cancer because of the chemo. I wasn't feeling well, but I did stay with my yoga. So I'm a year out from my second surgery, and I do yoga. I do a 90-minute yoga 3 days a week. I just actually came from yoga. I didn't even change into my Aortic Hope t-shirt, but I do yoga 90 minutes a week, 3 times a week, 90 minutes. And the only thing I don't do is a downward dog. And I find it pretty challenging. I sometimes I have to, my arms get really tired and I can't hold that warrior pose or whatever, but it has helped tremendously. And I definitely recommend chair yoga to anybody who's trying to move on. Okay, so that was a Movement Monday. So there should be a Movement Monday posting up for today. So go take a look if you are on Facebook or Instagram. And if you're not, find something to do to move yourself. Take a little walk. So we're on to Topic Tuesday. So Topic Tuesday is, this topic comes up in the boards very, very often. We see this question very often. It's a subject that's comes up all the time. Basically, you need to talk to your doctor. But the other thing is that, yes, sexual activity can take place again after an acute aortic dissection. Survivors and caregivers are often concerned about resuming any sexual activity after the aortic dissection, and that is perfectly normal. They do not mention the people that have aneurysms here, but I'm sure that people with aneurysms have these same questions. I've seen the questions on our boards. IRAD mentions in their article about relationships and living with an aortic dissection that it is normal for both partners to be worried about resuming sexual activity after aortic dissection, and I'm going to add, or after aneurysm diagnosis. Most people worry about sexual intercourse because they are afraid it may cause discomfort or strain on the heart. The exertion needed to perform sexual intercourse is similar to climbing stairs or walking around the block at a brisk pace. If these activities are not too difficult for you, you may resume sexual activities whenever you feel ready with the approval of your doctor. And please don't be afraid or embarrassed to bring it up to your doctor. You're not going to be the first one, believe me. These doctors have heard every question imaginable. So don't be afraid to ask. Any type of sex that can cause extreme increase in blood pressure should be avoided. And here are some tips that they shared. For the first 8 weeks after approval from your special or aortic specialist, avoid positions that can cause pressure on your breastbone or tension in your arms and chest. Pick a time when you're content, relaxed, and happy. This should not be a stressful situation. Wait 2 hours after eating a full meal or drinking alcohol. Remember that it is normal for your breathing and heart rate to increase during sex, and that these should return to normal shortly afterwards, just like taking a brisk walk. And if you experience shortness of breath, chest pain, or palpitations, stop and rest. It's very normal to feel concerned and nervous, even scared to resume intimacy with your partner. However, if you feel pain, you should contact your physician. Please note that some medication can cause erectile dysfunction, and while they may be a normal side effect, some ED medications are not safe for survivors. So again, share your concerns with your physician. And this is where it's really, really important that you have a team of doctors. I think one of the best things you can do is send emails. Almost everybody has patient portals now. And sometimes you have to, I have sent emails to like my endocrinologist asking her about a medication that I'm on, and does she have any concerns for me taking it now that I have the aortic dissection and cardiovascular disease? And I will send her response sometimes directly to my cardiologist and say, do you agree? What do you think? I find it very rare that they will actually talk to each other. My cardiologist and my cardiac surgeon will speak to each other. I don't know if they do it in person or not. I don't know if they send emails or text or whatever, but yeah, sometimes you have to be in control of that information and make it happen. So there's an attached article here if you want more information. So now we are going to go on to Therapeutic Thursday. But wait a minute, I think we missed, did we miss? I wanted to talk about candy. There was one in there about candy. And you were supposed, it was on Wednesday, I think, and you were supposed to list what your favorite candy is. And so I took a look. I thought maybe I would be able to come up with like a little chart or something and say, 25% of the people liked this or that. But the answers were all over the place. The one answer I did consistently start seeing was Reese's cups, not the Reese's Pieces, but Reese's cups. And the rest of them had to do with chocolate. So Reese's cups and chocolate. I did see one person vote for one of my favorites, which is caramel creams. I'm not really sure, but I think caramel creams are like a Northeast specific kind of thing. I don't know for sure, and I can't talk to Josh to find out if he knows the answer to that. But I do know when I've seen people putting together like a Baltimore gift basket, and they put like Utz potato chips in there and Old Bay Utz potato chips, things like that. A lot of times they will put the caramel creams, it's Getz, Goetz, Getz caramel creams in there. So, okay, can't skip over candy. So let's go on to Therapeutic Thursday. So Therapeutic Thursday, this happens to be an article that I found and actually sent to Karen to post. So um, I really like this one. So let's take a look. Life happens, things go wrong, rarely as planned, and that is okay. Everyone has something going on that can be challenging in their lives. And creating healthy tools to help you handle these ongoing challenges is essential in regulating stress and anxiety, a huge topic in our community. Challenging events happen to us, friends and loved ones, and it's normal to think, but how could this be happening? It's not fair. I can't bear it. Why me? Why now? How will I ever get through this? But according to Linda Wadier, in her article, this is the article I sent, 7 habits that keep you strong even when things go wrong. And it was posted on tinybuddha.com. I really like that page. So if you're looking for some inspiration or things to read, check out Tiny Buddha. They're also on Facebook and Instagram. But this was the list that they came up with, was to use your power of choice. You can make a decision how you're going to handle a stressful situation. Are you going to become the victim and spiral down, or are you going to become an advocate for yourself and move forward? That doesn't mean it's not hard. It's very, very hard. Accept what is, no matter what. It is what it is. It's just like when you're having these feelings of anxiety, you recognize the anxiety and you move on. Be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for. In my family, we use the word faith a lot, being faithful and grateful. So, but being grateful can really change your attitude. There's always something good to happen during your day. Neutralize the neutral. So find your basis, find the middle ground. That helps a lot. Return to the present moment. I've shared with you guys before, I use this a lot where I can do it with nobody noticing. I can breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And I will do that with my hand in my lap. Nobody knows what I'm doing, but I'm bringing myself back to the moment. We've mentioned here before where you can do, find something you can see, something you can smell, something you can taste, something you can feel, something you can hear. And that can bring you back into the moment. Trust yourself. You've gotten through a lot of really hard stuff in the past. Some bigger than others. And think about the advice that you have given other people over the years. What would you have told your best friend if she was going through the same thing? This is where journaling can come in with the be grateful and the trusting. Journaling is very good for that. And forgive. Forgive yourself during the hard times. Give yourself some grace. And the article goes into more each one of these in a more in depth. Life's hard when things go wrong. Feeling shocked and anxious and dejected is no fun. But practicing these habits when times are fairly good will enhance your life and help you stay strong during the hard times. Imagine being in the middle of a disappointment or a crisis and being able to move swiftly through the shock and stress rather than getting stuck there. Imagine feeling calm, clear, and confident during difficult circumstances instead of confused and overwhelmed. Imagine even reaching a state of inner peace as you take action to make things right. That's back to where you have the control. Some of these concepts are easier to turn into habits than others, and they take time to master. But if you pick even one and start practicing, you will become stronger, wiser, and more resilient, no matter what life throws at you. And I want to go back to the be grateful. So for some reason, with both of my surgeries, well, I've had 3 major surgeries in 4 years. I had the double mastectomy, chemo, aortic dissection, and then 2 years later, I had the pseudoaneurysm and valve replacement. So I spent a lot of time in the past 4 years during recovery and having life-altering experiences because of health issues. And so many times I remember just in tears saying to my husband, I want my life back. I just want my life back. And I just kept asking him, please promise me. And I would say, tell me something we're going to do. And that would be the return to present. Like, let's get back to where we are now. Okay, it sucks right now, but tell me something we're going to do. Let's be grateful. I want to make a power of choice and think of things that might be happening in my future. And I remember he would talk to me so often about looking for seashells on the beach, because he knows that that's something that I love to do, is just walk on the beach looking for seashells, especially a deserted beach. So yesterday, we live at the beach now, and it was like we had a really nice breakfast. And we got in the car, we drove to the beach. There was nobody there. We walked on the beach for hours. I filled my pockets with sea glass and pretty seashells. And I got like overwhelmed. I started thinking about this and thinking, oh my gosh, he kept promising me that this was going to happen again someday. And I need to stop and take this in and savor this moment and be grateful, because it was happening. It was really happening. All that, there's 4 years of begging him to say, promise me it's going to happen again. And it did happen. So you can tell that I really enjoyed this article. So please go check out the article if you think it would be helpful to you. Let's move on to Feel Good Friday. And it was Saturday. It's a survivor story for Brian Brantley. He had a wonderful story to share. I won't give you all the details because it's one that you would want to go look and listen to on YouTube, our Aortic Hope YouTube page. But he had a type A and type B, talk about unusual, but at the same time, he had a type A and type B. He talked about how he worked in, his career has been in major league and college athletic departments. And I remember he said he worked for the Harlem Globe. I can't remember. Anyway, whatever they're called, he worked for them, and they're a lot of fun. So that was probably a fun part of his career. But he thought his was heartburn, and he was in a hurry to move on. He was supposed to be leaving to go somewhere, and he went to the medical person. I can't remember which organization he was working with. Harlem Globetrotters. Harlem Globetrotters. It does come back. It comes from back here to the front once in a while. Harlem Globetrotters. Anyway, he thought he had heartburn, so he went looking, and somebody in the medical department at his university, or whoever he was working for at the time, said, wait a minute, you're too fast to roll here, and you need to wait. So go take a look at his story. It's a very good one, inspiring, and a good outcome. And now he wants to share his survivor story. And we would like for you to share your survivor story also. We always say be the light in somebody else's life, because the more we share our stories, the more we realize there's more things that are alike than different, and we can start seeing trends. So that was last Saturday, and let's move on to Swag Sunday. I saw a bunch of orders come in, so if you want one, get your order in. I'm sure Karen will be taking care of those soon. But this is just the swag orders, the help belts. It's just a level of protection. Talk about anxiety. It's just a level of protection to make you feel a little bit better. So it's a perfect time to remind you, as we get into the traveling season for holidays, about help belt seat covers. And Mike Sylvester, we have a picture of him sporting his seat cover. He sent us a picture in. So our help belt covers are a perfect way to let first responders know about your medical condition. And we have them in red, black, and yellow. And you can get different things on them, just a plain medical alert. So that would be a great stocking stuffer or a gift for a family member that just has some sort of condition that when they're in their car and nobody's there to help them or talk for them, that the medical alert information would be there. Abdominal aortic aneurysm, thoracic aortic aneurysm, aortic dissection survivor, Marfan syndrome, and Louis Dietz. So those are the ones we have now. And we ask a $15 donation for those, and we eat the cost for the shipping, and $20 international. And I do a lot of the shipping for Aortic Hope, and I will tell you it's very expensive to ship internationally. And here was the latest idea that came in. If you don't drive, but you have a service animal, or if you do drive and still have a service animal, we've seen people putting the help belts on the leash. That is like such a great idea. So the link is right there that you can put your order in. And I think that is it. So I'm really happy for anybody who was able to join us today. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you back here next Monday. Join us at 2:45 for a mic check, and then you can participate and we can banter back and forth and tell others your experiences, and we can just have a discussion. So bye, everybody. I hope happy Halloween. I hope you have a great week and see you next Monday. Bye.